Hey guys, welcome back to another video where today I will be showing you how to make a basic tote bag that you can make with leather or fabric. I thought it would be useful if for some of my videos I take things back to basics a little bit, and a tote bag is actually one of the first things that I learned to sew when I first started out, so it is the perfect project if you're trying to get your feet wet and trying to get into sewing. In the past, when I've made tote bags, I've made them using cloth fabric or canvas fabric that you use in making those regular totes. But for this tutorial, I'm trying out the pattern on faux leather fabric, like really cheap faux leather fabric that I just picked up at the fabric store and I've had forever. And speaking of pattern, the dimensions and the measurements for this bag are going to be in the description box, or where I will put a link to my blog post that contains the link to all of that in the description box. So check that out. And if you're ready to sew, grab your pattern and let's do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is transfer the pattern onto the leather. Once you've cut out the pattern onto the leather, you should have all these pieces. The main body piece, 4 straps. So we're going to be sewing 2 of these straps together into one thick strap. So that's why you're cutting 4 to make 2 straps for the bag. And then you're going to cut out a pocket. This one is optional. That's why it didn't come with the pattern. This is something you can add or not add. I cut out a pocket that is 9 inches wide and 7 inches long. So this is going to go onto the front, or whichever part of the bag you pick to be your front piece. This is going to go right on this. So now that we have all the pieces, we can start putting the bag together into the full piece. I'm going to start by first sewing the straps together. And what I'm going to do is take one piece, put it on top of the other, and just sew them down from beginning to the end on both sides. Do the same for the other set of straps. Moving on to the main body of the bag. Before sewing the bag together, I'm going to need to attach this pocket piece. So I'm going to place it somewhere here in the center of the bag. So I guess I'm choosing this part to be the front of the bag. So I'm going to place it and I'm just going to sew around it on 3 sides, leaving this part open. I'm going to go ahead and do this on my sewing machine as well, and then we'll put the bag together. Now it's sewn. The pocket is attached to it, as you can see. Yeah, if you don't want yours to have a pocket, you can absolutely just skip this step that we just went through and go straight to this next step. Now that we have the main back piece, I'm just going to fold it right sides facing each other. Align the bottom of the bag. We're going to be sewing the sides. Now I've folded the bag and I've gone ahead and I've sewn the side seams of the bag. So what's left is this opening here. What we're going to do is fold the bag this way and align this piece of the bag properly so that it's all matching. And then I'm just going to sew across. Make sure that the center matches the center, that they really match each other this way. And then we're just going to sew across that piece on both sides. Same thing here. Then we're just going to flip the bag out. you want to make sure that the bag is actually sturdy, you can just take it out and press those seams together with your fingers. I just want to make sure that everything is nice and smooth and doesn't look too bendy on the sides. Now that the bag is mostly done, the last part is to attach the strap to the bag. This one you might have to measure it yourself, see what really fits, decide where exactly you want to put the bag. Some people choose to put the straps on the inside of the bag this way to sew it on the inside. I am going to do mine on the outside of the bag. That's what I'm choosing. So what I'm going to do is use my pockets as a guide. This is where the pocket ends, so I'm going to use that as a guide to sew the straps on. So to sew the straps on, we're going to be sewing 2 inches from the strap. So this is actually the part that is going to be attached to the bag, and I'm just going to sew a rectangle around, take the other side of the strap and attach it this way. So I'm going to do that on this side, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So for me to sew the straps on, I actually have to pin it, and for this part I couldn't use the clips. So what I'm doing is pinning the straps to the bag, but I am making sure that the pin goes through the already sewn part, so that way there won't be holes sticking out of the bag. That is the easiest way that I could find to work around it.